Have you ever scrolled through your feed and realized there's that one person who never posts pictures? No selfies, no vacation dumps, no birthday photos, nothing. In a world where everyone's fighting for likes and followers, these people are basically ghosts. But here's the thing. Psychology says this isn't just shyness or laziness. It actually reveals something deeper about their personality, their mindset, and how they see the world. So let's dive into the real psychology behind people who don't post their photos on social media. 1. They choose privacy over popularity. First up, these people have what psychologists call a high privacy orientation. Basically, they value control. They're selective about what they share and who gets access to their personal life. And no, that doesn't make them antisocial or boring. It just means they protect their mental and emotional space like it's sacred. While most people are out here chasing validation through likes and comments, they rely on something much stronger, self-validation. They don't need to announce every win, every outfit, or every brunch to feel good about themselves. And honestly, that's a pretty strong sign of inner security. They know their worth doesn't come from a double tap. 2. They have strong self-awareness. Research on something called self-concept clarity shows that people who post less online usually have a really solid sense of who they are. They know their values, they know their goals, they know what actually matters to them, and it's not follower count. This self-awareness makes them way less likely to jump on trends just because everyone else is doing it. They're not constantly comparing themselves to influencers or feeling bad because someone else's life looks cooler. Their happiness? It doesn't depend on how people react online. It comes from within, and that's rare. 3. They're emotionally secure. Here's where it gets interesting. Posting less is often linked to what's called secure self-esteem. That's a type of confidence that doesn't need constant attention to survive. These people don't post selfies to prove they're attractive. They don't share achievements to prove they're successful. Why? Because they already feel complete. Psychologists say people with this kind of emotional balance tend to be less anxious, less approval-seeking, and way more focused on real-world goals instead of online performance. They're not trying to convince anyone of anything. They just are. 4. Deep thinkers, not show-offs. People who stay quiet on social media are often deeply introspective. They think before they post. They share only when something genuinely matters to them, not just because it's Thursday and they haven't posted all week. This comes from what's called an internal locus of evaluation. Fancy term, simple meaning. They judge themselves by their own standards, not other people's. So instead of fishing for compliments in the comments, they'd rather have one real, deep conversation with someone who actually gets them. Quality over quantity. Always. 5. They understand the digital illusion. A lot of these people are just smart enough to see through the game. They know that social media is basically a highlight reel, a carefully edited version of reality. Psychologists call this social comparison theory, where people constantly measure their own lives against everyone else's best moments. By staying low-key, they protect their mental health from that toxic comparison cycle. They're not trying to keep up with anyone. They're not performing for an invisible audience. They choose peace over performance. And honestly, that takes serious self-control in today's world. So the next time you notice someone who doesn't post their pictures, don't assume they're shy, insecure, or hiding something. They might just be more grounded, emotionally intelligent, and self-aware than most people scrolling right now. They don't need to be seen to feel seen. And that's real confidence. If this resonated with you, or if you know someone like this, drop a comment below. And if you want more psychology breakdowns like this, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next one.